Alright guys, as we wrap up our work week and our latest journey to Tallulah Gorge State Park, it's time for us to head back north to the Cohutta Wilderness. We are going to the southwestern corner of the Cohutta Mountain Range to visit Fort Mountain State Park. We are so pumped up to have you guys here with us. Guys, one of my favorite things about visiting state parks in national forests in Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, any of the southeastern states is simply how scenic the drives are. The little small towns, the countryside homes, historic sites, mountain ranges. I wouldn't recommend bringing your pillow to sleep on your adventure because you might miss a lot. One more thing to note is that as you're approaching any sort of wilderness or national forest area, you're typically going to lose cell phone reception. So if you're solely relying on your cell phone reception for your GPS guidance, I would highly recommend switching over to a satellite GPS. And guys, I'm not just saying that, it's a total game changer, especially when you're trying to leave a national forest area, because sometimes you'll be sitting in the parking lot without cell phone reception and you won't know which way to go. So definitely think about getting that satellite GPS. Alright guys, we paid for our parking at the visitor center. Time for us to start our adventure. We are so pumped to have you guys here with us. I hope you enjoy the video. What's up guys? We are here at Fort Mountain State Park. We're in the parking lot for our trail. It's the parking lot for the Cool Springs Overlook as well. And you know, I think a lot of people come to this park to see this overlook. It's really popular. If you Google Fort Mountain State Park, you know, this is going to be the picture that you see more than likely. We're still deciding on which trail we're going to do because there's so many. Driving into this park, you're going to get a lot of spectacular views. So it's breathtaking. Make sure that you're paying attention to the road because it can be super windy. We had to pay at the visitor center because there was nobody sitting in the box up front. But first and foremost, we're going to take you over to the Cool Springs Overlook to show you guys the phenomenal view that this has. I know 80% of people are probably only going to come to this park to see this overlook, but we're going to pick a trail and go on a hike as well. So stay tuned. We're super excited to take you guys.
We have a really important introduction. I think this is the first time we've ever shown him on the channel. This is our German short-haired pointer, Denver, and he is just over a year old. He is, as you can tell, extremely excited to get his day started. We're just starting to get him out on the trails, out in the Jeep, and yeah, we're excited to take you guys along. It's gonna be a bit crazy today.
And guys, I should add that that overlook is literally 50 yards away from the parking lot, so it's a quick walk over there. You get to see the Cohutta Mountains. It's a really scenic overlook. Wouldn't recommend missing it. Also, this is a dog-friendly state park. That's why we brought Denver along. So if you want to bring your dog on an adventure, this is the place to go. Now it's time to drive to the trail. Okay guys, so after we went and looked at the overlook, we decided that we are going to do the West Loop to Stone Tower. The sign says it's roughly 1.3 miles, so pretty short hike for the day. Really nice for a day trip, so I'm not going to throw on the hiking boots for this one since it's only a little over a mile. I'm going to wear my Crocs. This is the first time I'll be hiking in my Crocs, so I'll let you guys know how that goes. I used to hike in my sandals in the past, so I think it'll work out fine, but
okay, but those were hiking sandals. Crocs are like slippers.
Yeah, I really don't feel like putting my boots on for a mile-long hike, so we're gonna we're gonna hike in the Crocs anyways, and I'll let you guys know how it goes.
I will be wearing my trail running shoes, which I highly recommend getting a pair of just like really rugged tennis shoes. Typically they're called trail runners. Even though I'm not a runner, they are perfect for small day hikes like this where Brandon said you don't want to throw on your big hunky boots, but definitely recommend trail running shoes over Crocs.
And guys, if you don't have a pair of Crocs yet, I highly recommend them because they're so good, you know, especially in the morning when you're making your way out for an adventure. It's nice to wear them while you're driving. It's nice to wear them after you get back from your hike. It's nice to wear them at the campsite. You don't always want to be clunking around in your big heavy boots, so definitely look into a pair of Crocs. It's a hack for sure, guys.
And if you think that Crocs look stupid, just get a pair of Chacos like me.
And after a quick zig and a zag out of the parking lot, we are heading towards our hiking trail. It's literally a half mile down the road, and I have to note, there are nice restrooms down here and places to have a picnic, so pre or post hike, it's a nice place to hang out, eat some food, have some family time, so keep that in mind. One more thing, guys, and we were here about a year and a half ago, and we actually hiked the backcountry trail, which was about 8 miles. It was a very hard hike, especially in the heat of summertime, but I have to warn you, we saw a huge black bear. So if you guys hit the trails back here, make sure to bring your bear mace. There's a lot of wildlife. Okay guys, so we're in the parking lot for the trailhead. As you can see over there, there's a bathroom area and a picnic area. It's really well maintained. This park really takes care of itself here. We're here at about, 9 o'clock in the morning?
9:30.
9:30 in the morning, and we haven't seen very many people. It's a Saturday, so I don't think there's a lot of traffic right now. It's not quite spring. We're still a few weeks away from spring, so that could be why. But very uncrowded right now, which is actually nice. We went to Tallulah Gorge last weekend. If you're interested in seeing that video, go down to my YouTube page, click in there, and I actually have a variety of really cool Georgia hikes in there, Tallulah Gorge being one of them. But I'm gonna show you guys some footage of our trailhead. It's really nice, and we're gonna get on our way. The hike that we're doing is Stonewall Tower to West Overlook. It's a loop trail. It's gonna be approximately 1.3 to 1.5 miles, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. There's a lot of trails to do out here, so if you guys are interested in maybe doing a different trail, I remember last time we came here, we did the backcountry trail, and it was super nice. We saw a massive black bear. I would say the biggest black bear I've personally ever seen. It was probably around 400 or 500 pounds. I'm not joking. It was huge. We've seen probably close to 30 bears, maybe, you know, a little less, little more, around 30 bears in the last 2 or 3 years. So that was definitely the largest bear I've personally seen, but we are ready to roll. I'm out here in my Crocs, so stay tuned. We got some cool stuff to show you guys.
This is pretty steep.
Go to GSP.
Guys, and so this sign is basically talking about how this is a fire tower and how it would be used as a place to look out over the mountains and check for any forest fires. And over here you can see how they have preserved it and restored it up to the way that it looks right now. And obviously you're not going to get these beautiful pieces of history unless there are people involved in these projects and the restoration. So if you come here, make sure to respect this. This is a beautiful piece of work right here, a piece of history. It's just so awesome. The story that it tells, you know, of this place and how they used to look out for forest fires. I mean, it seems really simple, but you know, it's pretty magnificent.
Guys, okay, this is what it's all about right here. You know, getting out here in the woods, going to your local state parks, checking out some of the history that comes with, you know, why these places are the way they are, why they're preserved. This is it right here. Just cool artifacts you never knew existed. This is what makes it all worth it. You know, you go out, you hike, you learn something new every day. Okay guys, wow, so we made it to the West Overlook, and this is probably, hot take here, one of the best views of Georgia I think I've ever seen. Wow. We've been here before, we haven't been to this overlook, and this is one of the most spectacular views of the state of Georgia I think I've witnessed. And I think that really goes to show
how many hidden gems are out there for us to go discover. And this is definitely one of them. Wow. I literally feel like I can see a quarter of the state from here, maybe more. I mean, this is just absolutely spectacular. There's some rocks down here. As you can see, it's not too far of a drop. So if you really wanted to, I guess, I don't know if it's against the park rules, but go down there and maybe watch the sunset or just take in these views. I mean, this is magnificent. Okay guys, and I know I mentioned this briefly earlier in the video, but this is something I should really talk to you guys about because like I mentioned, we were here like a year or two ago hiking. It was sometime spring or summer, I don't really remember, but we were on the back country trail and I stumbled across probably the biggest black bear I've ever seen, and I am not exaggerating. That boy was at least 400 pounds compared to the other bears that I've seen. So even when I was in the visitor center talking to them, I mentioned that I saw that bear a few years ago, and some of the park rangers were telling me that they definitely know that she's out there. It's a mama with her cubs, and she is a big girl. So if you are on this backcountry trail, bring your bear spray, because I promise you, you don't want to be out there and stumble across that mama and her cubs and not have a way to protect yourself, especially when you were just innocently hiking. So keep that in mind. That's not a joke. Seriously, go to your local sporting goods store and buy a can of bear mace. They're like $40 or $50. I know it's expensive, but you know, that peace of mind that you'll have when you're out in the backcountry is worth it. And you can also use it to not only deter, you know, bears, you can use it to deter any predator that's chasing you, bobcats. That's what I keep a can on me for. Maybe humans. I know that bear spray isn't as potent as riot spray would be, so it may not affect people the way that you'd like it to, but it's definitely better than not having anything at all. So keep that in mind. There are bears out here. From a few pulls from our crazy GSP, we are back in the parking lot. What a day. And for anybody who was wondering, the Crocs held up very well, especially for such a short hike. I've always been a fan of these truck bed campers, so you know I had to catch a glance at this guy's setup over here. What a cool rig. Guys, please remember, if you made it this far in the video, please don't forget to shoot us over a like and subscribe. It helps us out tremendously. You know, making these videos takes a lot of hard work, so when you guys leave a thumbs up and give us hit that subscribe button, leave comments, and show us your support. It means a lot, and that's what drives this channel to keep moving forward, keep making content like this. So if you guys made it this far, please hit that like and subscribe. And so guys, we're wrapping up our hike for the day. This shouldn't be a very long video considering it was only about 1.5 miles. It seemed even shorter than that, but I told you guys I would fill you in on how the Crocs did, and let me tell you, they held up to the test. They were great. I got a few rocks and sticks in my shoes, but that's no problem. We're just gonna dump them out before we head home. And what'd you think of the trail?
I thought it was really nice. It's very mild. It's really good for just like a quick, easy day if you're up here. I think we're in Chatsworth, Georgia. So if you're in the area for the day, definitely stop by, check out the overlooks, hit the short trail. Like Brandon mentioned earlier, we have done the Cohootie Backcountry Trail before. It's about 8 miles and it is hard. I wouldn't even be nice to say moderate. It's a really tough trail. So if you're not looking for something that intense, the one we did today, this West Loop, great option.
Yeah, and I believe we did it in one of the hotter seasons as well. And it is bear country, so if you go back there, like I mentioned, I cannot stress this enough, just be prepared, you know. So I think this is gonna wrap up our video for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Like I mentioned, if you made it this far, please just like and subscribe. It helps us out a ton, and we are happy that you are here. Also, we have the link to our Instagram pages in the description as well, so please feel free to go check those out. We've taken a lot of pictures of the places that we've been, so if you're interested in seeing it, go check it out. Thanks, guys.
Bye.